We are back.
We're back for the second segment of today,
which is
we're going to talk a little conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
we've done this in the past.
A few times.
We talked a little bit in the past.
And then the last time we tried to record a conspiracy theory episode, that was just a disaster. If you guys haven't watched the episode before this, technical difficulties within the bar.
That was hilarious.
Again, I'm so glad I noticed, because I rewatched the video and then I looked back at where I talked. There was only like 20 seconds that they missed before I realized, oh shit, we're recording.
You were. And then he went on a rant, ladies and gentlemen, for a sec, because he's like, I can't believe I don't have enough memory. And he started deleting stuff like a madman off of his.
Hey, I got plenty of storage now for the time being, but I'm gonna have to get a new iPad that has at least 256. I'm working on 64 gigs, and nowadays that's nothing for.
That's nothing in today's world.
Oh, it really is. At least for what we're doing now. I hear you. But I digress. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little conspiracy theories. I know I've teased in the past of. We talked about him, and I agree with him, that we probably didn't actually land on the moon. And I can't believe it. I keep forgetting to show. I want to watch this video. I got to remember to watch this with you, one day that we're hanging out or something. And that's Patrick Bet-David interviewing this guy who also said he used to believe in the NASA and everything that he said, due to my field and what I know about filmmaking, here's why I don't believe we landed on the moon. But that's a topic for another time. Right. So you said you didn't believe we landed on the moon, and I agreed.
I just have, I have serious doubts because the evidence that I gave in the episode. But
if you're putting everything together, it's
so much when you actually dive in that doesn't make any sense. The footprints on the moon don't match what's
the lighting and everything.
It doesn't match the actual suit that's on display at NASA. The footprint is different on them. It's completely different. It's the tread doesn't match. Well, what are we looking at then? I mean, that it's a minor detail. The flag, you don't have a waving flag in space.
No, it would be
completely flat. It would there's no ripple. It's the
fact that most people don't question it is just beyond me. So
no stars in the sky, no stars in the space.
Just
nothing.
And honestly, I like to touch.
That's such a minor detail. Don't you think there was a guy on the set where they're filming this, whether it be in Nevada, California, wherever the hell they think it was shot? Wouldn't you think somebody would say, "Hey, just throw an F.A.N star up in the middle"? To make it look real, just one, so you wouldn't wonder, but it's completely black.
Well, the Patrick Bet-David interview that I just told you about, just to reference it really quick, the guy that PBD interviewed, that again, he grew up loving NASA ever since he was 11 years old. He read the books and he visited NASA, and then he went to filming to make stuff regarding movies, just all this kind of stuff. So he has. We're arguing from the expert point of view. Have you ever been to the facilities?
Have you ever been to space?
Yeah, you've never been?
You've never been to space shuttle.
But even he said after a while, when he did the filmmaking and he, worked with special effects, like lighting for movies and stuff like that. I forget what it's specifically called. Again, we'll have to watch and we can follow from that point on. And even he said, when you look at the moon landing footage, he was saying that the lighting that they use for movies about space and stuff like that, he said that was essentially identical to what they did. I'm sorry, I forget what I said. What they use for space movies and stuff, that's identical to what the moon landing footage looked like. He said, so if you look at this, that's what they use here. But anyway, I can't break it down because, again, it's been a while since I watched it. We talked about Bigfoot. I talked about dinosaurs a little bit. And I think I talked about giants a little. If I didn't, then I'll have to check if I talked about it in the last. Again, the last episode was just a disaster when it comes to conspiracy theories. But I did tease multiple times of, you say the moon landing isn't real. I actually don't believe space is real.
That's pretty much of a bomb.
It is. And I know people are going to be like, Nick, how can you believe space is not real? There's definitely quite a few things similar to what you said, but I will build up on that. So, you say like the moon landing, it's like the filming and then the flag, would be smushed, and then the lighting that the man from the interview mentioned. There's a few things to unpack there. So, with the moon landing not being, with us thinking it's not real, you had to think, well, what else is BS or could be BS, right? And I've seen a footage, and I will put this video in the link I will put the video link in the description for this, so you guys can check it out. What I mean by this, buddy of mine, Mason. Shout out to you, Mason. I'm going to give credit to you. The firmamentalist. That's a very, very big word. And he made a video on why he didn't believe space was real. And one of the pieces of footage he uploaded, and he references the Bible. We're both Christians, so he'll use verses like saying this thing happened, and then he'll show the footage that almost coincides with that. And if you look at the rocket that's going up, like you would think, if it's going up in the sky, going up into space, you're not gonna see it anymore. It's gonna be up in space where you and I can't see unless we use a telescope, Fletch. And even then, and you can see the rocket, like it's almost not leaving, and it's sliding, like grinding across something, crashing across something, and it never leaves the planet, implying that there is no way we can reach up there. We can actually go up there, especially given my Christian beliefs. I believe up there is like heaven and stuff like that. And then, but I'm not even going to use that as the hill to die on. There's one statement that space experts have come on and said where I'm like, if this is true what you're saying, space is not real. And that's when they said in regards to, hey, can we go to the moon again? Can we land on the moon again? And he said, well, the technology was destroyed and we can't replicate it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You're telling me that the technology that was supposedly used to go to the moon can power my cell phone here, but that moon landing technology was destroyed and we can't replicate that? Isn't the point of evolution is we progress with technology? That's why we have mics like this, lamps like this, heaters like this, lights like this. But you're telling me that we can't go to the moon again?
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre.
I just, and this is why I got involved in politics, which is going to be another theory we're going to lead into regarding, I'm not going to say it, I'll let you lead off with it, is when one thing looks like BS, and then there's another thing you tell us regarding that same subject that is just a load of baloney. I don't care what field you're from. I'm going to start looking at everything and like, is just the whole thing full of shit?
It could be. I mean, everything could be.
And listen,
full of crap.
And that's another thing too. Is listen, guys, if we're wrong, and look, I care and I don't. So I don't care because whether I believe in space or not, and I've told people this in regards to arguing, did the world begin from evolution? Like, did the world evolve into humans, or were we created by a higher intelligence like God or something like that? I'm actually not interested in that debate. Or here's another one. If the Earth is flat, the Earth is round, and look, you can say no, it's objectively round, or hey, there's a chance it's flat. I don't care because that is not going to affect my life. Right. When I die, it's not going to matter to whatever being is in charge of everything, whether I believe the Earth is flat or not, or if I believe space is real or not. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't care. I do care a little bit, though, when the institutions try to say, well, this is real, this happened, this has had to be done, whatever. But yet, now things are looking more fishy, like the moon landing, like the fact that we were told, oh, we can't go back to the moon because we can't replicate the technology. Really? I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I hear you. I mean, it's a theory. Not a well-known theory, but I mean, it's a theory. Some people do have that there is nothing, So, I mean, I think there definitely is space, but it's just a matter of, like, some of the things that have happened in space are not accurate. We're not being told the real story. So just like everything else, like in conspiracy theory, are we being told? That's always the first question I ask when you tackle a subject matter that is considered or categorized as conspiracy theory. Are we being told the real story?
Yeah.
No, we're not often. The JFK assassination is the chief example of somebody trying to sell you and give you a story that is completely inaccurate and literally lying to your face, telling you, no, this is what happened. And it's like the law of physics, just common sense. So many variables don't add up. A bullet doesn't do that. A bullet doesn't make a U-turn in midair and then go through another individual. It's just, no.
And then the reason why conspiracy theories are more talked about than ever before is there are a lot of things in today's time, and we don't have time to break every single one down, but there are things that people call conspiracy theories, and they weren't, and now the running joke is the only difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 months. So when they say, oh, you may not believe... And again, I'm not really interested in this debate. I believe in medical freedom. I'm a libertarian. I don't believe anyone should be forced to take anything. But when they say, oh, you take the COVID vaccine and you won't catch COVID or something, and if someone believes, oh, I don't think we should take it right away, and some of those people, by the way, who have those opinions, do change their mind later on, but if they say you shouldn't take it right away, you're called a conspiracy theorist. Or if you say, hey, maybe the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk, maybe there's more to it. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Or JFK. Oh, it's a conspiracy to say that there wasn't just one killer. Well, guess what? As the years have gone on, or the days in this case of, Charlie Kirk and stuff like that, they're no longer conspiracy theories. It's pretty well known to the public that JFK was murdered by the governments. And it's like, now, and again, or here's another one, I'll end on this note. They say, oh, you said Joe Biden was demented and not really running the show. You were called a conspiracy theorist. When in reality, we were just 6 months ahead, or in some cases, 3 years ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that was a disaster. That's a great podcast for another day. You can have many podcasts on Sleepy Joe. He's a hoot to have a podcast about. We could just play his phrases that over 3 years they were incoherent. There's literally like 200 and some different like lines in his speeches, whether it was a day-to-day address, anything that you can't understand what he said, yet you had people in the media for years just telling you he's sharp as a tack. No, the guy is literally demented. And I don't say that to be malicious. I'm just talking about reality.
We don't like it when people are demented.
Yeah, talk about that for another day. Conspiracy theory that's like that I have a vested interest in, that really, really profoundly impacted me, because it happened during our lifetime. It just happened on September 10th. Is the murder of Charlie Kirk. And it's verbatim. There is nothing in my heart and there's nothing in any of my common sense in my brain that tells me that Tyler Robinson was... He did not murder Charlie Kirk. He did not take a .30-06 rifle at 201 yards and shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck. That's what we're being told. That's what the autopsy, and the reporting around it will tell you, that a 30-06 bullet went into Charlie Kirk, and the bullet stopped because Charlie Kirk, this is literally in the autopsy report, Charlie Kirk it was a miracle, they used the word miracle on a medical report, which is insane in itself.
You don't write spiritual stuff in an autopsy report.
You don't write that in
I don't care how spiritual you are.
Insanity.
You don't write that.
He had really, really, really strong bones.
He was a human like the rest of us.
A 30-06 bullet. They're telling you this is literally the narrative. A lot of people don't I don't think they fully grasp.
And didn't the gun experts that were talking about this, and yes, I do mean gun experts. I'm talking people who know how to break down guns in 45 seconds or something like that. Whereas you and I, Fletch, it would probably take us 5-10 minutes to do.
It's going to take us longer than that.
Probably.
It's going to take an expert 5 minutes to break down that rifle.
Yeah, and
they're
I
saying
think
Tyler Robinson did it in a minute and a half.
Which is just...
It's insanity.
That's insanity. And those same people will say, wait, if it's true that they used this bullet, which clearly they did, but if it's true that they used the bullet that they claim they did on Charlie Kirk, Kirk's head should have fallen clean off. It wouldn't have been placed there anymore.
If it went through his neck at 200 yards, a 30-06 bullet, which is a large ammunition bullet, it's considerable. They use it to hunt large game. That's what you use that rifle for. Bear, moose. There's everything. Anybody that's watching this, if
you're hunters or gun experts yourself, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about.
Even if you're not, if you just Google on YouTube, the very site this video will be on, just Google 30-06 bullet and oak tree, maple tree. You can see it goes through a 14-inch oak tree and exits out the back, and when it exits, it completely explodes. That's what it's meant to do. It's not meant to stay to hit a bone in a guy's neck, at the base of a neck, and the bullet's just gonna stop. It's insane to say that. His neck should have completely disintegrated, and his head, whether or not it was partially damaged, half blown up, fully intact, doesn't matter. If you shoot him in the neck at that distance, they've run a bunch of simulation, his head would have just fallen off. His neck would have disintegrated. He would have had his head off of his body. It's just insanity to say, well, there's just a tiny little hole and some blood squirted out of it. No, that's not reality. That's not what happened. So why aren't we getting the true story? The angle of where the bullet went in, it wasn't from the front. It wasn't from where Robinson shot him. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah.
The head goes back in a certain direction. Texas Book Depository and Lee Harvey. No, that's not what... your head would not do that in that motion. It's Jim Garrison... broke all this down, that's a great movie, by the way, JFK, with Oliver Stone's movie with Kevin Costner, because they really break it down, step by step. That's what Garrison did, and he basically lost his life, and he was humiliated. They, just ostracized Jim Garrison back in the 60s for trying to, solve the Kennedy assassination, and he's that what we're being told is not the truth. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. It's the same thing with Kirk. There's just so many layers. How many, I just asked this to the audience, I asked this to you, how many times do you have a murder take place, and then within 24 hours they're already excavating and basically redoing the entire crime scene? So
isn't the crime scene supposed to stay open for a week or something like that?
I mean, it should have stayed open for as long as they needed it. I don't even know what the law is in Utah.
That just screams, it's just fishing.
Yeah, I know damn well they shouldn't have re-cemented and taken everything out. You have no chance of gaining any evidence. Zero. It's all gone.
And honestly, we're going to
they
continue
were there
this on
in a
another
day.
episode. Just talking about Charlie Kirk and breaking
was
that whole thing
crazy.
down. We're going to be here another 30 minutes just talking about
I know,
that.
that's true.
Because it's so ridiculous. It's so... And I'm going to be honest, I cannot believe it. And I was dumbfounded by this. Again, I'm not pretending that I was like ahead of the curve as opposed to everyone else that were like way behind. I used to believe this stupid theory that, oh, this person had a transgender sign on a bullet and killed Charlie. The more I think about everything, it's nonsense. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect any of... Look, regardless of what it is, I am pissed that Charlie is dead. And I still am.
Absolutely.
I was just watching a video about that today, like from the day that he did. I was reacting just because I saw a clip of this, and I'm like, I gotta watch the whole thing just to understand the perspective. The perspective of people that experience this. I was watching Tim Pool just react, like his episode is literally Charlie has died, and just my heart was broken for a week, and it still breaks me that someone his age just left this place too early. And I'm not happy that, and I'm not using his death to get clicks.
He was a good dude.
He was a very good dude. I didn't know him, and he didn't know us. He never responded to anything, any comment that I left on his videos and posts and stuff. You know, he never knew I existed. And I'm not using his death to get clicks. I can care less if this video only gets one view. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
It's just the fact is, regardless of how tragic it is, we've seen this movie before with JFK saying, oh, it was one guy, and now it turns out, oh, there's way more to it than that. And it's already happening right now with Charlie Kirk's death. Again, if we were to continue, we're running low on time. We can be here just on Charlie alone. Honestly, we could even probably squeeze an hour.
And maybe we'll do that. We'll do that in the future. We'll dedicate a segment to Charlie Kirk. If you guys, we'll end it on this. If you guys, I mean, first of all, you're always welcome to throw comments in the comment section.
Always welcome comments.
Ideas about future topics, whatever you want to express yourself about. But if you guys are bored. Tomorrow on Monday, there is a conspiracy theory trivia
that's
show
another reason we decided to make this episode.
At Brewdog, and I'm the host. We do 3 out of 4 Mondays. I host at Brewdog down in Ohio City and Carter Road. You're welcome to come check me out, check us out. Nick will be there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a great trivia show. A little bit about Bigfoot, a little bit about top conspiracy theories. Teaser alert. There's going to be a Charlie Kirk question. There's going to be some different questions.
Wow. I'm looking forward to it.
I didn't know. I mean, the limited audience, I don't care. I can throw out. It's my show. Jimmy Crack Corn. I can do what I want, right? I don't care. I didn't know this. This is a great conspiracy theory. We'll end this. I had no idea when I'm researching information for the show itself. I had no idea that one of the top 10 conspiracy theories, I had never heard of it before I was doing research last night, that John Benet Ramsey, the famous, little child model, so to speak, where they put little girls into pageants, they put makeup, try to make them look like little women. She was murdered a long time ago as an 8-year-old, allegedly. But there's a lot of steam that's been gaining on, is John Benet Ramsey Katy Perry, the singer. And that's one of the top 10 I had never heard of it. And there's a lot of crazy. You can call me crazy. I always just ask the question, wow. And then you start to dig a little bit and you're like, huh. There might be a little traction. I don't know by how much. It could be just lunacy. But I mean, there are some really, really coincidental and ironic details.
That's some crazy stuff.
Because the timeline matches up perfectly. That is John Benet, Katy Perry? I don't know. I just never heard of that before. So I was shocked. That's when you can have what I call a little bit of beneficial fun with conspiracy theory, it doesn't always have to be super negative. You don't have to run around pointing a finger at everybody you come into contact with and say, you're just lying to me. Because that's no way to live either. But you can always ask a question like, hey.
And by the way, if you guys are knowingly lying, I'm sorry, shame on you for that, because you make actual conspiracy theories look really bad. They say, this is what I think, and that's it. That's as far as it should go. It shouldn't be, I'm going to make this up to fully deceive people. That's just pure evil right
I
there.
just like to ask questions.
Me too. And that's why I'm interested.
And you like to learn.
That's why, that's
why I don't like to be told, well, this is what you're going to believe, and that's it.
That's the last thing you're going to get me to do. You're not going to tell me what to believe.
Exactly. And
the only one who can do that is the Almighty up there.
And we'll end it on a very non-controversial quote and topic, because I'm being told what to believe, but I don't believe what's going on in the state of Israel. I don't believe.
Alrighty,
I don't believe what I'm being told about Gaza. I'm allowed to ask questions, and I'm not anti-Semitic for asking those questions.
Yeah, if I'm asking questions, I think that's a reasonable.
That's a reasonable thing.
And by the way, I agree with you. I don't believe the shit that they're
according to Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, and everybody else, you're not allowed to ask questions. You're like Tucker. You're a Nazi. You're an anti-Semite.
We're the Nick Fuentes of the world.
Come on.
All that stuff.
I don't agree with most of what Nick Fuentes says, but
it's half and half for me.
Guess what? He's not the worst person on planet Earth.
There's far worse people.
Yeah, there's way worse people. It's the people that are calling Nick Fuentes the bad person.
They're the true vermin.
They're the true, disgusting.
Hey, at least he's honest, so that's just the way it is. But that was a great episode, guys. Thank you for checking out the videos, and we'll see you next time. All right.
We'll see you next time. I'm gonna go call my Yautja ex-girlfriend and see if she got her teeth fixed. I don't know. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys later.